Alright, Lanta, so over the last week or so since Nelliel has been released, she's received many different bug fixes and also buffs. Specifically, her weapon stamp is now working as intended. They increased her battlefield skill charge rate. She received a buff to her second boundary, which I think is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, I can't take advantage of that. And the best change of all, they changed the flash step button to a Sonido button. But since then, thanks to the fact that we do have the second part of the Wrath and Despair event, we now do have access to Nelliel's Bond set, which does give it a pretty good buff, offering a 60% element damage bonus and also 60% more crit damage. An absolutely insane Bond set for a character like Nelliel. So with that in mind, Nelliel is an absolutely amazing character, especially when paired alongside Kisuke and also Gin. In my opinion, easily making the best team in Bleach Soul Resonance. And it's a team that I'm having a lot of fun with, right? So what I want to do right now is try out the team's damage numbers. Now that we have since received those buffs, also finally got access to her, actual Bond set. And also, I've learned to play with the character a lot better since we first initially tried her out, right? Remember, when we first tried her out, it was day number 1. Still learning how the character is supposed to be used, right? But even then, we put up some good numbers. I think in total, we did around 80 million damage. But what I've learned since then is that I think she's definitely better when she's on the field more. That way, you can build up her combat will. And also, Gin as a character, despite him being a, full assault character, doesn't always need to be on the field all the time. So it's kind of funny that Nell is the sub DPS, but their roles have kind of been reversed. At least that's the best way to play them, right? You kind of want Nell to be on the field more. And then Gin kind of just comes in when he ever has his technique fully charged, for the most part. So right now, again, based on our last testing, we did around 90 million damage. So we want to see if we can do a lot more than that. And I believe from my previous testing, we're definitely able to do around 40 million more than that. So let's go and use our special attacks. Make sure we're constantly reapplying the B2 effect of Kisuke as we do deal more damage with the Gear Guy. Back into Nelliel. And then let's use our ultimate then. This should do around 4 million damage. Exactly 4 million. Love to see it. So right now we're on 15 million damage. With 50 seconds to go, we can definitely get a big damage increase here with all the ultimates going off. Back into Nell. Back into Kisuke. Let's reapply the crit damage boost with Kisuke. And then you definitely do notice the battlefield skill charge rate buff that Nelliel did receive. It's definitely noticeable in my opinion. Back into Nell. I think this is going to be the slow section as we're just waiting for all the techniques to come back for our last big damage push here, which we are going to see now. Back into Gin. Let's do that. And I believe we get to use our battlefield skill again with Nelliel. Yes, we do. Alongside that, let's use our ultimate. We get to transform. Big last push for our final 20 seconds. Back into Kisuke, reapply that boost effect. Let's use our special attacks when we can. Now, normally I want to ult after Nelliel ults, but let's just do it now. Decent damage there because we only have like 4 seconds to go. And then we get to ult there. And how much damage are we looking at right now with this team? 130 million damage. I think we can definitely get around 140 to 150. Maybe I just didn't get a critical, but regardless though, definitely a big jump in terms of damage here when compared to the day number 1 testing that I personally did with Nelliel. And for the most part, nothing's changed in terms of the build besides the buffs that Nelliel did receive and just playing a little bit better. In this case, what you're going to notice is that Nelliel can actually rival Gin's damage up, which is actually super crazy to think about, considering that she's supposed to be the sub DPS. But also with that in mind, which again is super funny, but it does work with the way the team wants to play. is that you would think Gin, being the full assault character, would want to spend more time on the field, but I think it's actually better that Nelliel spends more time on the field, because that way you get the most out of her kit, and you then are able to deal more damage. So, me personally, when it comes to getting the most damage out of this team, I do find that happens more often than not when Nell is taking up more of the battle time. And Gin really only should be coming in when he has all 3 technique points, or about to get all 3 with the counter effects. But yeah, this is what my damage is looking like for Nelliel. 14 million from the Verde Rush anomaly effects. The technique was able to put up a lot of damage, like with the battlefield skill and also the ultimates. And the technique being one of my highest damage effects does make sense, because through the stamp that I have gotten with this character, we have re-rolled the first one, and we do have 30% technique damage on the first one, 30% on the second, and then special attack on the third. So not the best passive effects for my 6-star pieces, but still good nonetheless. No battlefield skill damage increase, would have loved to have gotten that, but considering that the character likes to use a lot of special attacks and also techniques, honestly, I don't mind it. So with that said, now that we've done a quick damage test, now let's actually put it to work and take this team into the Frost Trial 25th final stage, where we are up against Aizen. For the most part, most B0 teams can't really make it to stage 25, let alone beat it, unless again you do have some type of dupe investment, whether that's the core stamp or especially through the boundary system. Right now, since we are working with B0 characters, stage or trial 25 is actually very difficult. I think it's possible, but it's going to come down to the very last seconds. Let's see how this does go. Firstly, let's start with the Keyescape. Use our technique and special attack. Dodge out the way and get the ultimate. So 3 things to keep in mind with this particular fight. 1, for some reason my game has become laggier. More so when it comes to ultimates. Normal gameplay is fine. 2, any counters we can get are going to be huge for increasing our damage output. And then 3, we want to make sure we keep our combo bonus, because that does give us a damage boost. So unfortunately, we did get the counter there, but we did have to train our combo for it, because it took a while to do it. But it's kind of fine. So the guys do that. So right now, not the best start, but we'll keep it going. We can make up for some potential good plays later in the fight. Like that, for example. Good counter. Into the ult. Probably should have switched to Gin first, but it's fine. 1.6. Reapply our boost. Just use our special attack here. Let's do our ult there. I believe we did dodge the Hado Nayu. Probably didn't need to use that. But now let's use all. 4.7, pretty good. Let's ult now. I think that's decent. This should just be above 2 million. 2.3. Nice. Do that. Back into now. 3 parry, lovely. Or 3 counter attack. Probably should have went to Gin there. This one, I want to get the boost back up. So we are about to lower his gauge soon. Dodge out the way. Yeah, we're not getting hit by that. Free parry again. Use our ult. 1.6. Into Gin. Buffs are being reapplied. That actually hit me. He always does it. I should know he's about... Man. I should know he's about to do that. Every time he recovers from his guards, he always does that. I can't believe that hit me. Rookie mistake, I guess. Let's get the old gun. 3.5, it's a bit on the low end. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do the ult. Hopefully we can get one more ult off again before the battle does end. Saw that come in, lovely. Another parry, lovely. Okay, there's potential here. Go into Gin. Use this. Get that crit damage. Okay, 20 seconds to get our ult off. I think we can do it. 1.9. Okay, 16 seconds. Let me get this off. Dodge out the way. Last technique. There we go. We've gone ahead and done it. So like I said, it's literally coming down to the last second there. But man, that is crazy that we're able to do it. And as you can see here, I find it really impressive that even in the testing that we did do, granted it was a little bit different, but very similar regardless. And in actual combat, you know, Nell and also Gin are literally putting up the same numbers, almost the exact same. And in terms of screen time presence, funny enough, Kisuke had more screen time than Gin, but we'll take it. We'll take it. So Nelliel, 83 million damage. Gin, 83 million damage. A little bit more, but that's fine. And you know what? Technically, Nelliel would have done a bit more damage there because we were about to get the ultimate off. But like I said, that's actually very impressive that we were able to beat Trial 25 because for the most part, most teams I don't think can do that at B0. Now, just to show my other progression, right? Right now, I'm trying to brute force it with Kenpachi. Can't really beat stage 24. And remember, I'm trying to play the hard game in a way that only have their weapon and core stamp with no extra dupes into the weapon or core stamp, and likewise with the boundary, right? I think dupes in this game make content too easy, so I do kind of like struggling and taking my time clearing content like this. So when I do finally get that new slash unit, it's going to allow me to clear the slash type tower 24 and 25 because I really feel like we just need an extra DPS to use alongside Kenpachi here because Byaku's not really cutting it. Honestly, I probably can actually get decently far with my team right now, just using Yoruichi and Sergeant. I just CBA. I'm waiting for Grimjam. And then for the Spirit team, I've not really tried it. But I don't think Aizen and also Toshiro, based on my testing, can get anywhere close to 25. Again, at B0. With duplicates, you know, you can probably just clear with Aizen. So when you consider just B0 characters and like a base team, I think you can only really get to 25 and clear 25 using the Thrust type team, thanks to Nelliel, thanks to Gin, which in my opinion, again, is the best and most fun team in the game. Nelliel's been a great addition. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below after playing with her for a week. I'm curious to know what you have to say. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.